Hello, everybody. We're back with another LockDown podcast.
Hi from the local web. Or the World Wide Web. I don't
The
know.
World Wide Web.
Yeah. It depends how many people listen to us.
8.
Yeah. Hello, all 8.
So we're back again. Another LockDown. Bunch of questions on the current WWE product. Kind of keep us busy. Something to do.
Yeah. To kind of, unfortunately, start on a negative note as of deaths. There's one big one.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
There's Shad Gaspard, who was from Crime Time. 39 years old, died drowning, but he did, silver lining, he did die a hero.
He saved his son.
Yeah, he said to the lifeguards, save my son first, which they did, but he got carried away in the tide, and they think his body washed up 2 days later.
Yeah.
Very horrible thing to happen. It would have been one thing for it to be the coronavirus or a suicide. Either way, it's still a tragic event.
Yeah, it is, absolutely, yeah. Anything that's not dying in your sleep is awful.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, any death's awful, but you want everyone to die naturally.
Yeah, you want to die at 89 in your bed while you're asleep. That's what you want. Yeah. That's what everyone wants.
A mutual friend of ours had a great idea, because obviously they've postponed the Hall of Fame until this is all sorted, but they have announced the class. He said, I think Shad Gaspard should get the Warrior Award.
100%. I've seen that go around on Twitter, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because that's what the Warrior Award stands for.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a former WWE superstar. He deserves to be recognised for his heroic actions as well as his career.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, this is for him then. Yeah, so usual guys, like, subscribe. You find us on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Apple Music, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And I'm starting with the questions, aren't I?
Yes, we'll start off with Mr. Mason.
Right, okay, so question 1 to you is, I've been watching The Last Ride, as I'm assumed that you are as well. So I've watched the first 2. Really enjoying it. It's actually quite a good documentary. Seeing a softer side of Vince, although still don't like him. Yeah, now, given what happened at the end of the second one, or the end of the first one, I can't remember what it was, whose fault do you think it is that Taker is still doing this? Do you think it's Vince, or do you think it's Taker? Because after watching this, I've got a bit of a change of heart.
It's interesting you bring up this question, because I nearly asked a similar one, but
right.
I just not to. For the record, yes, I'm loving the Last Ride documentary series at the minute, but I would, because I'm an Undertaker mark all the way. No,
Mark.
Right. I will say this: the bit where they asked Vince, "What does the Undertaker mean to you and the WWE?" and he teared up and he couldn't answer. I really, really want to believe that's 100% emotion.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's just, there's always something in the back of your head when you're thinking of Vince, like,
There's 2 words that just keep going through my head every now and then, just in the back of my head, saying crocodile tears.
Absolutely.
But I really want to believe it's not, because of the amount of time they spent together and everything Taker's done for him. You know, I think they do have a great relationship. As far as whose fault it is, I think it's both.
You think it's both?
I think, unfortunately, more Takers, though, because I think I said from the first episode on Facebook, it's emotional, it's understanding, but it's also concerning. I get what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I get pride is a powerful thing, and he wants to go out on a great note.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to accept your injuries, your age, your time, and the fans would rather see you, walking well and in relatively good health when you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, not in a wheelchair or dead.
Yeah. So you're kind of in the same boat as me then. It's like it is kind of both, but it is leaning towards Taker more. Because originally I thought it's going to be Vince. He's just going to keep chucking money at him until he can't say no. And then at the end of the episode, I think it might have been the first one, as soon as he watched back the match between him and Reigns, as soon as I saw that, I went, it's you! It's you.
Yeah.
As soon as you see something you don't like, you go, I've got to go again. I can't not do it. And it's just, I think to myself, how long is this going to go on for? Because since you've been back, you've had 2 really shit matches. One of them being that tag match in Saudi Arabia, and then the other one in Saudi Arabia against Goldberg. It's like, if he was thinking this Reigns match was bad, what the hell was he thinking when he saw Goldberg back? He must have been going, oh my God, which is probably why he signed for another massive contract this week.
This is the episode 3, isn't it? They did the next time, and I think Triple H even said, like, oh, it was a clusterfuck.
It really was.
So, I think, again, they're never going to... Vince would never allow something on the network that would badmouth him too much.
Yeah.
You know, he's a proud man, but he's also, you know, he knows he's done cock-ups, and, you know, he gave the green light to go, yeah, show my cock-up every now and then.
Yeah, he'll only put the stuff on there that people already are saying about him anyway. If there's any real dark stuff that is only a very speculatory at best, that stuff will not make it on there.
Michelle McCool, which originally for a while, maybe it was just a character or whatnot, but I was not a fan of Michelle McCool back in the day. But the way I watched it is like, you know what? She's actually just a decent woman, great athlete, and she just wants what's best for her family and her husband. So respect to Michelle. But she said Taker and Vince are so close that if Vince needs a favour, Taker will do it. Now, I don't know if Vince is taking advantage of that or what, but it told me that if Vince didn't call him up, Taker might be the one to pick up the phone going, you sure you don't need me?
Yeah, especially given the fact of what his reaction is to matches he doesn't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, I can't end like that. Ring him up. Can I go again?
No one liked the Roman Taker match. The fans would have said this isn't the way it should go.
No, but I look in hindsight, I liked it more than the Goldberg match.
Yeah, I get his end goal, even though it's not a smart decision really. But the second episode after his hip surgery, showing him train, I thought, you know, damn, this guy can still move for a guy's age, but probably because he's half robot by now. But I think he said something about his injury at WrestleMania 30 of only wrestling once a year means he wasn't prepared for the bumps and all that stuff. Your body needs to get used to it. So I genuinely think all these Saudi shows and the odd match here and there, so there's not as much ring rust. He gets used to the bumps to the point where he goes, this is the last match. He can knock it out the park, or at least for his standards.
Yeah.
But at the same, like we said at the start, at the same time, it's like, of course I want to see an absolutely fantastic Undertaker match for your last match, but I'd rather see you walk away in one piece.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so, yeah, it's one of them. Is it my go?
It is your go.
Yes. Kind of, just a basic one really, but straying back to the pay-per-view stuff, because I think I asked about theme pay-per-views last time. Do you think the product would be better if the only 5 pay-per-views that were cross-branded were Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Rumble, and Mania, and all the pay-per-views in between are kind of exclusive to certain brands? Similar to what NXT does with TakeOver.
No, I think with the pay-per-views, I think they're fine as they are, as far as a case of mixed branding all of them, because you keep them separate shows, but when it comes to the pay-per-view, they're all building towards one thing. They did it for a while when they originally split them back up in like 2016 or something like that, and they were splitting the pay-per-views. And the only downside is that it was such a long time before I was seeing certain superstars in a pay-per-view thing. It was like a 2-month gap kind of thing, and I don't mind that, but my opinion is that keep it where they're all mixed, but just limit the amount of pay-per-views. Instead of having 12, 14, 15, 20 million pay-per-views a year, just have like 6, 7, maybe 8, and then you can have them cross-branded. And that's fine, because you've got plenty of time to spread it all out. So I would say keep them cross-branded, it's just don't have as many pay-per-views.
See, yeah, I mean, I know, unfortunately, they've kind of come under the pay-per-view column at the minute, but I'm still not including the Saudi shows as...
No, they're kind of like not canon, are they? Yeah, it's like the Legends books for Star Wars. They're not canon.
Yeah, they're treats for everybody, but probably more Saudi Arabia.
Well, the main treat it's for is for Vince, and all the money he's getting in his back pocket.
Yeah, I'd say treats, but they'd be treats if they ever knocked it out of the park.
Which they haven't. Not a single one I could sit there going, that was awesome. I was sitting there going, either it's meh or it's shit.
Yeah, the greatest Royal Rumble, maybe, but
that was mainly Titus World Slide that kind of.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, last year I figured, not including the Saudi shows, there was only 11 pay-per-views. I say only, but usually it's once a month. And I did figure out, like, they could easily do, like, here's the big five, and then Raw and SmackDown get 2 or 3 each on their own. I get what you're saying. It gets, like, it means there's more incentive to buy the pay-per-view each time because both shows are on it.
Yeah.
But I always thought, if, say, as soon as WrestleMania was done, it's like, right, SmackDown gets Backlash, both of them get Money in the Bank, and then so on and so forth. For Raw, it gives them a 2-month period to build up storyline, because we were talking about longevity.
Yeah, true.
To the point that when that pay-per-view does arrive, where Raw have got their pay-per-view, or SmackDown or whoever, you're ready for it, because there's been so much build.
Yeah.
I don't know if it builds momentum or anticipation, but at the same time, you don't want to do it too long to the point of like, well, this story's boring now, I just don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to have that right amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, kind of on a side note of present stuff, Lashley going against Drew at Backlash.
Yeah, why?
I don't give a shit.
I think it's just another bit of cannon fodder to chuck towards Drew to keep him strong. Because apparently so many people are behind Drew backstage, Vince included. Apparently they're massive, massive fans of him. And especially given the circumstances of what's going on in the world at the moment, apparently they're really behind how well he's been pushing this title and pushing the brand. They're just going to throw people like Lashley at him to make him look better.
Yeah, Drew's been doing great. His character, I still love his character, but I get why he'd be happy because he's champion. But I want him to be more that Scottish psychopath that he was before the championship. I've just got a huge concern that they might just throw the belt on Lashley for shock effect.
No, they won't. It's not happening, mate. It's not happening. That's not happening. I'm guaranteed. I will happily put my next paycheck on that. It's not happening. They are keeping that title on Drew for a long time.
Put your beard on the line. Make it interesting.
Nah, you're right. I don't. Yeah, I don't care about wrestling that much.
Yeah. Thing is, it's been 7 years since this happened, but going into WrestleMania 30, we were there going, streak's never going to end.
Well, yeah, true, but that's different. That is so different.
I know.
Lashley's got no momentum. He hasn't had any real momentum since he came back.
If they want to be smart, I don't know how it stands with Lesnar at the minute, but how, Drew and Lashley are big, strong guys. To the point they have the chance to maybe not have the greatest wrestling match all the time, but kick the shit out of each other. Yeah,
if they are allowed to do so.
Yeah, have a proper fight, and just when it thinks, like, right, it's getting near the end here, who's going to win? Have Brock come in and ruin it. Extreme Rules, you got a championship triple threat, and then possibly, because I know it's been on the back burner for a couple of years now, you could have that Lashley-Lesnar match at SummerSlam.
Yeah, because that was like one of the original reasons that Lashley came back. And it's just never happened.
It's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
So, maybe, again, but it kind of went off point here, so it was the pay-per-view plan split, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, I'd say what I said. Is I don't want to split them up, I just want to have less pay-per-views.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right, so second one for you. Everything's been going on with Sami Zayn. Obviously, they had to take the Intercontinental title off him because he was unable to defend it because he's basically point blank refused to work, which is fair enough because given what's going on in the world at the moment, you can't keep 2 meters apart in wrestling. And they were told, every single person was told in the company that you don't have to, if you feel unsure, you don't have to wrestle, and you will not be given any implications or any backlash, any punishments. Which is obviously all a load of bollocks because they've taken the title off him. And I know that it's a title and it has to be defended, but if it was Brock Lesnar, it'd be different. The question I'm asking is, because there's apparently there might be a lot of heat behind him because he's decided not to defend and not to come and to put his health first. Do you think it was fair for them to take the title off him, given the circumstances? And given the fact that they said there would be no repercussions if you didn't want to wrestle?
I don't know. I mean, you make a good point with Brock, but I think with the current climate of the world, a lot of people going into Mania anyway thinking Drew's got this, regardless of if there was a crowd or not, or this COVID thing. But I think the virus itself would have added an extra effect of like, well, Brock's not going to be here. We need the title here because we're going to struggle with shows now with no audience. We need some reason for them to tune in. And I think the Intercontinental title, obviously it's not of the caliber of WWE or Universal, and it shouldn't be, but it needs to be a drawing factor because they're struggling at the minute.
Yeah.
So I get maybe a small percent of it is a punishment to Sami. On the other side, they did this to what's his name, Jordan Devlin with the Cruiserweight Championship.
Yeah, this was the point I was going to get to.
Well, he's in the UK, so obviously he can't travel, and so in a way I kind of get it. Sami, I'm not sure if it's a travel thing or not.
No, apparently he just doesn't want to wrestle because he doesn't want to risk it.
Right, okay. I really don't know if it's a punishment or not, because I get, again, you made a great point with the Lesnar thing, but, Vince can, on storyline or whatever, throw out, the 30 days thing, it's another kind of thing in Brock's contract where that doesn't count.
But, I mean, even that 30-day thing with everybody else, I think that should be suspended given circumstances at the moment.
Well, they nearly did it with Andrade, didn't they?
Yeah.
He literally came back on the 30th day or something like that. So, a big part of it might be the loss of Becky Lynch, because they've lost Reigns, they've lost Lynch, they've lost the audience. They're beginning to lose things, so they might have looked at a list of, well, what's the things that we can have?
Mm-hmm.
So as far as the Cruiserweight and the Intercontinental title thing goes, when there's some sense of normality, it's kind of a storyline right in itself. Of whoever's the Intercontinental champ, Sami goes, that's mine. And the same with Devlin.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing, like I was going to get to. With the Cruiserweight one, they've made it specific that it's an interim champion. So basically, once Devlin comes back, he's already owed a championship title match. But they haven't done that with Sami. They've literally just said, he can't defend it, we're taking it off him. This is why I'm saying, is it fair that they've done that to him? Because it feels like more of a punishment. They're not guaranteeing him a spot when he comes back.
No, I did. I think when it first was announced, I did ask my brother, is it interim or what? I don't know. Well, it should be.
Yeah, it should be, but it isn't. They've just said he's unable to defend. Apparently, the rumour going forward is that they're going to play it off like he's injured.
Right, okay. Unless, fingers crossed, it might be a storyline work. It's doubtful, but you just never know. I don't know. Sami's always had a weird relationship with the company, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Kevin Owens has even said in the past, he said, look, I love him, he's my best mate, he's my brother, but there's people, he's like Marmite, either you love him as a person or you can't get on with him, and there's a lot of people that don't get on with him because he's just that kind of a character backstage.
Yeah, which is weird because, again, you never know, unless they do a documentary or something, you never really know the person behind the curtain. But everything I've seen from Sami just oozes
charisma.
This guy's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
do you think it was fair?
Sorry?
So do you think it was fair for them to do what they did?
I think under the circumstances, yes, because they need a draw for the audience at the minute. And the fact of the Intercontinental Champion is no longer champ anymore, there's going to be a new one. It's an incentive to tune in to see who's going to take the belt.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I agree, but I would have done it as an interim rather than just take it off him.
I totally agree, and also not diving too much into it. It might be a conversation for another time. I don't know if Braun's rolling at all cylinders as Universal at the minute, so you might need another championship on the brand just to give it a bit more pep.
Yeah, fair enough. I can understand their reasons for getting it back. It's just I think they should have handled it different.
Yeah, I agree. Is it my second one?
Yes, it is yours.
Yes. If Eric Bischoff or whoever, Ted Turner, whatnot, wanted to revitalise WCW, or Paul Heyman wanted to revitalise ECW, in this current day and age, with just the millennial generation, the financial stuff, and just the opportunities and new open doors that they've got in 2020, do you think they'd flop or succeed?
In all honesty, and this is probably me being brutally honest, I think they just flop. I don't see it working because I think ECW and WCW are just at the perfect point in time for them to, that edgier kind of time, and the wars that went on and all that stuff. It just worked perfectly at the right time. But they imploded, and I think they would do the same again because you've got, not only have you got WWE, which is never going anywhere. You've also got AEW now and New Japan Pro Wrestling and all this kind of stuff, and AEW are doing really well. So you've got even more competition than you did before, and you can't be as edgy as you used to be. You can do it to a certain point, like AEW were doing, but you can't go full on with it because we're not in that kind of day and age anymore. We're in 2020. We're not in 1990s and that kind of stuff. So for me, no, I think they'd have a good run for a year or two, but then I think it would just flop and fall apart. I don't see it working in this climate.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Don't get me wrong. If it happened, I'd love to see if it was both WCW and ECW. I'd love to see them both flourish, and then you just
don't get it wrong. Yeah, if it comes back, I mean, I'll give it a watch.
Yeah. But if you take the Eric Bischoff thing out of the equation, because he's happily retired or just retired or whatever. AEW basically is the new WCW because it's pure wrestling and it's the direct competition to WWE at the minute. And maybe don't have as big as a checkbook as WCW did back in the day, but AEW have got quite a good financial backbone.
Yeah.
ECW, again, it might be a generation thing because obviously ECW was known for its brutality and just how extreme it was. And as much as I love it, and I think it would be kind of popular in the underground with social media and so much like that's not appropriate. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, like social justice warriors and all that, keyboard warriors and shit, and political correctness gone mad and all that shit.
Yeah, the fans of it would absolutely love it to death, to the point that it doesn't matter what time of the night it is, you're tuning in. But everybody else would make sure that this thing should be dead and buried.
Yeah, and the problem is social media is such a big deal these days that they will end up getting enough traction to get it destroyed. No,
it's too
risky.
It's non-conformative.
Yeah.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
I'd love
to
see
AEW are just towing that perfect line where they can be edgy, they can be a bit more swearing, a bit more blood and a bit more aggression, but they're just on the cusp of where it's perfectly acceptable. Any more than there's going to be issues, but they're literally towing the line just as good as they can.
Yeah, well, Moxley and Omega's match, absolutely amazing, and yet afterwards there was like the law was getting involved, and like, did it breach these kind of health and safety regiments and all this shit? It's like, come on, it's a death match in wrestling.
They've signed off on it.
Yeah, if you've signed off, it's kind of like a prenup.
Yeah.
You sign it. If you break up, you don't get so and so's money. They don't get yours. You just leave what you get. Same with wrestling. You sign up to get the shit kicked out of you in a wrestling match, and you go out there and get the shit kicked out of you. That's it.
It's not no one's fault but your own if you get injured.
Yeah, you've signed off on it. So
yeah.
Okay, your turn.
Yep. So final question from me to you. Just a nice simple one because there has been rumours and talks about it for a while now, but again, I think it might just be hearsay. I'm not really sure, but it has kind of surfaced a reasonable amount over the last few weeks. Probably given what's going on, really, to be honest, it could be on the back of that. But my question is, do you think Vince will eventually sell WWE?
I saw this rumour as well. if the climate of things hadn't happened, if the virus thing hadn't happened, and this rumor came out with the world as normal and the XFL actually, taking stride, I probably would have said yeah. But now that his XFL baby has gone down the drain again, WWE is all he's got. He's 75 or something like that. And I think it's kind of got a similar thing with The Undertaker of like, he just doesn't know when the time is to retire.
Yeah.
Because it's his life. It's going to have to be something real drastic for not only for him to step down and hand it to Triple H. And if that's going to be, if that's going to be a drastic thing for that to happen, it'd have to be even more drastic for him to sell the company, I think. But I don't know, because, for a while, it took a while for him to go public with the company.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It depends on their financial situation at the minute. Because with what is going on in the world, they might be struggling to the point of like, fuck it, I need to get out of here with the money I've got before I go bankrupt with shit.
Yeah.
I really don't know. Without knowing their financial gain or loss with what's been going on recently, it's hard to say. But I really don't think he will.
Well, apparently they're set for a profit this year, even after all the firings they've made, which kind of makes it even worse. But I've also heard something else about the XFL thing. There is rumours going around, and again, these are rumours, so you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, that he saw that it was going to go bankrupt and it wasn't going to work again. Again, this is given the situation that's gone on with coronavirus and everything. So he realised it wasn't going to work, so he let it go bankrupt so that he could buy it back for a cheaper price once the dust settles. So he can pretty much just can it, flatten it out, and then just go, right, I'll pick it back up again and barely pay anything for it. Which, if he is, that is a slimy businessman if he's done that.
Yeah, there's a part of me that wants to go, that's a bit crooked.
Yeah, but it's Vince.
Yeah, but there's another side of me going, this is a very smart businessman here. I mean, kudos to you.
Yeah, but think of how evil that is. He's laid off everybody that works in that company. He's fired certain people on his other company because of it, and he's gone bankrupt and gone through all these legal disputes and everything, time, effort, and all these problems on top of everything that's going on in the world, just to save yourself some money or make yourself a little bit of extra cash.
If we look at, I think we discussed this in a previous podcast. I mean, again, it was horrible what happened to all those people that were released. But the people that were released, it was like, okay, maybe one or two of them, and for those that didn't just ask to be released, I don't think many of them were going many places. So if you look at it as like a graph, if the rumour is true of he sees that XFL was just spiralling down, go, right, let it go, right? Let it go. We'll release these superstars over here and these staff members so we can save a bit of money. Let our money go back up. I get enough money to get XFL back. Hope, he's still got his fingers crossed XFL is going to be a success. If it is, great. Or if it's not, whatever. And if the success of that happens, the money will start building up enough to hopefully go, right, we can buy him back or we can do this and stuff. He probably won't buy or ask for these people to come back. But unfortunately, it's just a cutthroat business.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
You need to just keep your own company afloat, not just for yourself, but for the people that do still work there.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, again, I think I'll just stick with my answer. It would be a very drastic set of circumstances for Vince to go that route, I think, because this hasn't just been his life for the last 15 years. It's been his life from day one, basically.
Yeah. So you think it's not a chance that he's going to sell up?
I don't think so, because even if he does die in the chair, I think regardless of how black his heart is, I think it's still be in his heart to go, I'm going to, give it to Triple H and Stephanie and Shane if he's part of that deal or what.
Yeah.
I think you'd want to keep it in the family, I think.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. Right, is it my final
Yeah,
one?
so last question of the podcast, from you to me.
This is kind of an interesting one, kind of long-winded, because I was playing with this scenario came in my head. I was like, ooh, not to blow smoke up my own ass, but I like that. WrestleMania has always been known for some superstars to have extravagant entrances. Triple H.
Yeah, he's always the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, Triple H or The Undertaker.
Yeah, but Taker's fine, but even Taker is not as lavish as Triple H. Taker's is the same every year. Smoke, fire, walking slow with lasers. That's it. Triple H is like, how can I get it bigger? How can I make my dick bigger than it was the year before? That's what he does.
He always has the most extravagant entrance and the longest match on the card.
Every fucking time.
But, don't get me wrong. It's one of the reasons I love Mania, not just for Triple H's entrance, but the spectacle of entrances throughout the show. Right, this is going to just seem weird, but you'll understand it afterwards. If you could design an entrance, have an entrance idea for WrestleMania for any superstar that I would love, if obviously you want anyone to do it, but one you specifically know I would love. How would you plan that entrance? You can pick the superstar.
Oh God, that's hard. That is. That's really hard. There's going to be some dead air here now because I have to try and think.
If you want, you can think. Because the reason I thought of this is I thought of an entrance for a superstar, and I just thought not only do I love that, but I think Mason would love it. So if you want, I could go first. If you want some thinking time.
Yeah, you're going to have to because I can't really think. That's hard.
I think it must have been after one of the last Ride episodes. I just thought of whenever Taker's last match is going to happen, it's got to go out like balls of steel kind of thing. So, the opponent don't really matter. I was thinking maybe Alistair or Bray, whatever, but they come out, whatnot, and the Taker stuff starts as usual. Gong goes off, the lights go out, but the Druids come out as well, all cloaked and hooded, holding the torches. Lightning, fire, the gong, the music hits, all that stuff, but no Taker. And it was like, what the hell's going on? Lights go out again, and there's a small video package showing Taker looking at the arena, but from a bridge or something nearby, as his American Badass persona on his motorbike. He gets on the bike, shoots down the highway towards the arena, and you might see where I'm going with this. From the stage, some white kind of crucifix gravestones come out. Metallica are there, and they start playing Now That We're Dead. That used to WrestleMania 36.
Yep, I'm on board.
During the whole live performance, you see, well, not the whole of it, but during the performance, you see a video package, basically, of the start of Taker's career all the way through, until you get to the point where Taker roars onto the stage with his motorcycle. At that point, the Druids take off their hoods, and they're all former opponents or people from the locker room that have just respected him so much during the years.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're standing with you for your last match. Maybe not my first choice, but it probably make more sense. The top two that are near him at the motorbike when they take their hoods is Shawn Michaels and Triple H. And they just give him that respectful nod of go and kick ass. And Taker just blasts down the ramp on his motorbike through the torches with his peers watching him go down to the ring one last time.
Dude, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, but the whole thing, if it's Alistair or Bray, the whole time I don't want them to break character of that whole, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
Peers are there. If this is your last match, I'm here to kick your ass.
Yeah, I'd love that. That would be amazing. That's like a perfect entrance, for his last match, especially with the Metallica bit as well. I
just think with what happened at WrestleMania 36 and WrestleMania 33, he's kind of retired the dead man gimmick.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's just go with badass now. If you want to keep some kind of consistency with what's going on, I would say, yeah, the dead man's gone, keep the badass and just finish up there. Finish it the way you would want to finish.
Yeah, well, with the way the Boneyard match went and such good feedback from the fans, I think the fans now would be like, oh, next year's WrestleMania, when hopefully we're in attendance, I want to see the American Badass now. Yeah. I want to see that motorcycle roar down the ramp.
Yeah. So the only one I could think of in my quick time of trying to think was Finn Balor, Demon Finn Balor. Mm-hmm. When he finally makes his entrance for a title, WWE, Universal, whatever it may be, I could think of him, coming out as he usually does, full makeup and gear and doing his whole entrance as he usually does, but do it with your fireworks and your smoke and lasers and all that kind of stuff. But similar to the Druids, have like demon follower type people. So they've kind of got got the makeup on and everything, but they've got hoods up. They're obviously, and they're like stripped to the waist kind of thing. So you've got your fucking six packs everywhere and whatnot. And literally have them fill every little bit of space that there is down the ramp, around the ring, even have some of them crawling up and down the rafters and everything, coming down, like use some like area stunt people to come up and down and everything. Literally like he's a swarm of some kind of thing that just is everywhere. Every little crevice that you can find, they're just filling it. Just that, and even if you want to go that one bit further, every single person that's in attendance gets a free Finn Balor mask sitting on their chair so they can put it on for his entrance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it costs that much for just a little bit of plastic on each seat. Yeah, I really like that, because so I've kind of got this image, if they're stripped from the waist down, they've all kind of got this Darth Maul look going on about
Yeah.
Yeah, but because he's the Demon King, it's almost like their ritual, or they're bowing to him as he makes his
they're similar to like those like Sith followers you saw in Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
there's just loads of them.
Yeah, they're the demons, but he's the Demon King.
Yeah,
I really like that. That's pretty cool. I genuinely thought you were going to go with like a CM Punk.
No, honestly, mate, that was off the top of my head. The first one I kept thinking was Balor. It's got to be something Balor based, and that's what I came up with.
Not to like give ourselves praise, but if we both came up with them off the top of our heads, we should be writing for fucking WWE right now.
Imagine if it was Balor versus Taker and we got both of those together in one match.
There's a WWE executive somewhere listening to this later going, "Oh, where's that pen and
paper? Yeah, I can take this. They ain't copyrighting it. We're copyrighting it now. It's ours."
Podcast, quick. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah. So not a bad note to end on.
Yeah, good 3 questions there.
Yeah, so we'll probably be back, next week as well? I think we're still going on for a while, aren't we?
Yeah, probably next Thursday again, unless there's any change in circumstances.
Yeah, so we'll play it by ear. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be back in a week, guys.
Yeah, hope you enjoy.
Yeah, see you soon.